Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm the vocalist, guitarist, drummer, musician, solo artist of Corrosion of Fate. People who have been here since the beginning, you probably noticed that I haven't made music in quite a while. Well, other people may notice that the last song I made was pretty dark. I called myself King Apophis. If you don't know what that means, then it's the god of chaos and death. Darker than Satan. I wanted to be... In that song, I even talked about bending over Satan and R-wording him. Probably got as dark as you could possibly get. My life was spiraling out of control. I had insane nightmares. The mother of my children, she left. She married another guy. I steadily got darker and darker and darker. Bills started creeping up, wasn't sure what to do, where to go. And I was planning to, on my birthday, so I got a bottle, my favorite bottle, and I sat down on my couch, and I decided when that bottle was done, I was gonna step outside and take care of it. I wanted to do it outside so there wouldn't be any cleanup. Nobody would have to clean up the mess. Well, my kids went with their mom that night, and which sent me in a little darker bit of a spiral. Because when they weren't around, that was when I was at my worst. Well, so everything had lined up pretty perfect. They had left the TV on YouTube Shorts, and it's on autoplay, so it just plays the next one, the next one, the next one. And I was just kind of staring at it, thinking about what I'm gonna do, And about midway through that bottle, this YouTube short was a meme that came on, and it was a clip from The Chosen. I think it was Peter that handed Jesus a knife, and Jesus threw it in the water. But it said, me telling God my plans, and then he throws them away. I kind of laughed at that, and hearing the sound of my laugh when I hadn't laughed in probably years, not a real laugh, it kind of did something to me, right? So I was kind of focused on that, and then so I looked up what is this show, and I saw that it was called The Chosen, and I just kind of started watching the first episode. Turned out to be kind of a cool show, Christian version of Vikings, which I was pretty into Vikings. But then something happened, and I don't know how to explain it, I wouldn't even know how to begin to find the words to explain it, and me running out of words is unheard of. I'm that nerd that took creative writing in middle school instead of art. Art was boring. I wanted to write. I wanted to be a writer. So I love words. I love wordsmithmanship. So me not having words to explain what happened to me is, it's kind of hard. But in this show, Jesus talks to Mary Magdalene, who is a host for demons. And at the moment he said her name, I audibly heard my name. And I felt like a strong masculine hand on my shoulder. And I audibly heard, "You are mine." I looked down at the shotgun that was in my lap and the bottle that was in my hand, and I threw them on the floor. I got down on my knees and cried. I don't know how long I cried, but that was the first time that I remember crying. I tasted hell, and I came back sobbing like a child, begging for his father. That doesn't mean that I don't love deathcore anymore. That doesn't mean that I won't be making any more music. In fact, I have just about an entire album, maybe 2, written at this point. But what it does mean is the music that's coming, it's not going to be about how dark can I get. It's not going to be about raging and murdering people. Although I did learn about Samson, he was a murderer. He killed 1,000 men. But what it does mean in this channel and my music, which I don't even know if anybody follows my music. I think I have two subscribers on Spotify. I don't use Spotify, but I make music for me. Well, I used to make music for me. From this day on, I'm making music for God. This video is probably going to make me lose fans, friends, and probably my job, because my job is full of just crazy atheist, anti-God people, which is fine. My job is not the provider. God is the provider. So I'm fine with that. I used to wear a hammer, and that's been traded for a wooden cross. This is not a symbol saying that I am a Christian. This is my reminder of what my best friend did for me. He was beaten. His beard was ripped out. He was spit on, and then he was nailed to a cross. And then he forgave everyone for doing it. He stayed silent the entire time. He could have easily, "Why are you doing this?" or argued with them, or plead his innocence. He could have easily snapped his fingers and stopped it, but he didn't. He stayed silent through the entire thing. And then he asked for their forgiveness. forgive them. So, if you still like deathcore, you still like my deathcore voice, because it's not gonna get any less brutal. You know, it's still gonna be there. You know, but it is gonna change. So lately, I've been looking for Christian deathcore bands, and I found two that I absolutely love. If you are a lover of deathcore, I hope you check them out. The first one is Impending Doom. They rock. So I've never once looked into Christian deathcore, although I was friends with a long time ago, and a fan of Seth Kimbrough, who was the vocalist for Mortal Treason. So, the other band is Voluntary Mortification. So, go check that out. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop with deathcore at all. I'm a core kid. I'm also an idiot, and I kind of think I'm God's favorite idiot. Since all this has happened, I've taken a look back at my life, and I realized there's so many times where I could have and should have died, but I feel like it took the hand of God and stopped it. I mean, other than the most recent situation, a couple years ago, my blood pressure hit 300 over 200. The doctors had no idea how I was even talking to them, much less not having a stroke or a heart attack or a brain aneurysm. My blood pressure was so high that my eyeballs were popping. I've been in car wrecks. I've been stabbed in my chest. There's so many times that I could have and should have died, and just didn't. So I feel like God has a plan for me. I feel like He's kept me alive all this time for that. I don't know where this channel is going. I still will post music on here, but I think I might end up doing, I don't know, some reactions to Christian deathcore. So if you don't hate Christians and you're not raging at this video and you even made it this far, that's cool. If you have some suggestions for some brutal deathcore that is Christian oriented, I'd like to hear it. So if you could leave the suggestions down there, that'd be cool. Till then, love you guys, and if this video pisses you off, I don't care.